Sarah Otieno, and thank you so much for tuning in to the show today. Well, we talk about personal and home security, and according to a comprehensive report that was released by Overseas Security Advisory Committee, and this is in May 2020, they say Nairobi residents stand a high risk of being victims of crime at any given day. Now, with these statistics, and they're quite high, we must say, how do we ensure that we have personal and home security? And that is why today we have live right now with us Mr. Anthony Musau, who is a security expert and has majored in explosives and criminal activity. Hello, Mr. Musau.
Good evening.
Good evening to you, and thank you for making time for us today as we talk about matters security. Now, I would just want to know, why is it that insecurity cases are in the rise, and not only in Nairobi, but across our country?
Thank you once again. It has been established that, in fact, the degree of insecurity has grown higher than where it was because of effects of the COVID has really contributed to that because of the loss of jobs, closure of businesses, and businesses failing to sustain themselves to an extent that they lay off people, they close down. And where do these people go? Who do they feed? They go back there, they have nothing to do if they had not invested. And then from there, those that have simple minds will end up stealing, others will end up in crime. Yeah.
Okay. Now, actually, you're putting across a very important point, and I'm just looking at it this way. You know, the economy has actually dropped in the last couple of months because of COVID. Now, actually, in my understanding, these are people that do not have anywhere to fend for themselves. Si ati saa zingine someone really wants to be a robber or someone who mugs people, but because of the tough economic times, this is what is pushing them to the walls, if I'm getting you right?
It's not really, because there are so many options upon leaving your employment.
Yes.
There are other things that you can do. It is not that because you are jobless, you venture into crime. Crime, it's not a reason that because you're jobless, you venture into crime. There are those people that have never been employed.
Yes.
Come the effect of COVID, the number went up. So there are people that used to depend on the people that were already employed. And now because people that were employed are no longer in employment, these people tend to have a mentality that now, because I didn't receive what I was receiving when this man or woman was on working in employment, now then see, I go out, especially the young youth that we are having today. They don't reason twice. They just want to try what it is, mostly under influence of their friends, mostly under influence of the movies that they are seeing on daily basis.
Yes.
If you can recall the case of that young man who stabbed the family and all that, and you tend to, when you come to look into the acts and the explanation that was given, is that somebody took the idea from a movie.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
It's not acceptable. There are so many things that you can do, even if you're jobless. You can invest from 20 shillings by buying 2 bananas, and you sell them to somebody who is in need of a banana at 20 bob.
Yeah.
And then you keep on doing that and that. It is not an excuse, but it found us unaware, and it has contributed highly.
Well, you talked about that case in Kiambu, and I also remembered the other one in Nyamira, I think, about a week ago, where family members were attacked in their home, and these robbers actually just went ahead to even prepare a meal. And that aside, there is this case also in Nairobi where a whole apartment was robbed, and this is after they were drugged or something. Now, I'm talking about the how we can protect our homes, the security of our homes. How can we ensure that?
Thank you once again. Homes are where we stay. Mm-hmm. And it is a place whereby you should feel very secure and comfortable while in.
Yes.
If you want to be secure and comfortable in your home, mm-hmm. not your house, mm-hmm. your home,
yes.
where you live, that house is your home. Mm-hmm. Because the definition of a home is a dwelling house.
Yes.
Where you dwell in the evening after that. Mm-hmm. First thing, first in line, mm-hmm. you should have a defense. Mm-hmm. First in line, in urban areas, you must have a defense.
Mm-hmm. And when you talk about a defense, what do you mean?
You must look into ways of securing your home. Mm-hmm. That's the defense. Mm-hmm. A, you should have a good setup. Mm-hmm. That is proper fencing. If you're living in your own house, mm-hmm. if you're living in an apartment, you're sure that the neighboring apartments mm-hmm. or neighboring houses or flats, you have the demarcation is well done, and there is a well proper electric fence, mm-hmm. a gate, mm-hmm. enough lighting, mm-hmm. yeah, mm-hmm. enough lighting in your own house. Now past the gate, mm-hmm. you must ensure that you have strong doors,
uh-huh.
windows that are burglar proof, mm-hmm. or have been placed with the burglars. Mm-hmm. And every time there's a mistake we normally make. We have done so many investigations on burglaries, house breakings and all that. Mm. In the morning, people wake up, find that a laptop that they were working with during
missing.
The day, the previous day, mm-hmm. is missing, mm-hmm. a phone. Only to realize that one blunder was that they left the kitchen door. Kitchen doors are the most vulnerable areas uh-huh. in a dwelling house. Mm-hmm. Ensure that you lock the kitchen door. The other one is the balcony. Mm-hmm. Some balconies are too low, yes. and they are used as entry points mm-hmm. into your dwelling house. Mm-hmm. So, in order for you to be secure, as you complete all your things after work and you are now ready to retire to your bedroom, mm-hmm. ensure that all the doors and the windows are locked. Mm-hmm. And there's one thing I would like to mention.
Yes.
People lock doors and leave the keys hanging on the door locks.
Yes.
That's a dangerous issue. People might come at night, use any other means to ensure that you won't wake up, mm-hmm. break a small car window, mm-hmm. you do the pole fishing, that is putting something inside, which is a constructional breaking, pull the keys out, and then they open the house. And before you know it, there's a 1,500 candle lights spotlight facing your eyes. From there, there's nothing
you can do.
So that's why we say, don't be a hero.
Yes.
If the thugs are already inside, mm-hmm. just surrender, give in. Mm-hmm. Life is precious. Mm-hmm. If they are outside and you are seeing they are trying to come in, use the possible means to alert your neighbors. Mm-hmm. If there is the Nyumba Kumi thing, mm-hmm. if you have a WhatsApp group within the court, if it is an apartment, mm-hmm. ensure you use all possible means to alert the neighbors that here I can see some people and I'm not sure who they are. Mm-hmm. And then if you have the police number, and I will always say and insist, be in good relationship with the law enforcement officers.
Yes.
These are the people we cry to mm-hmm. when there is a problem. Mm-hmm. These are the people we go to when there is a problem. Mm-hmm. So these people should be our brothers' keepers.
Yes.
We also look after them, and they will look after us.
Yeah.
In what way?
Mm-hmm.
Tunaenda tunawatembelea,
mm-hmm.
we say hi to these people because they are our sisters and brothers.
Mm-hmm.
But if you decide to keep part mm-hmm. from them, then it will be difficulty to have that rapport.
Yes, yes. Wow. I'm getting what you're saying, and I'm just thinking and looking at it this way. Sometimes you walk, and especially in the streets of Nairobi, and these cases of people snatching your phone, your wallet, or even tearing your bag, there've just been too many in the recent months. Now, how can you as a person, or how can I as a person, deal with mugging?
Thank you. Mugging has, in fact, become a nightmare to most of us in the streets, not even in urban areas, even in rural areas, because that's where we are getting the youths that are trying to venture into this unlawful business. But in fact, what contributes to this? You are walking in the streets of Nairobi, somewhere where it is an alley, there is less human traffic, and then you are wearing silver, you have a Samsung latest note
model
in your
phone.
hands, calling, you are tracked, of course you are tracked. So basically, just avoid using isolated areas. Stay with the crowd. Stay where the crowd is. You might get a pickpocket, bahati mbaya, but with the crowd, you can get assistance in case of somebody tries to mug you.
Yes.
Don't carry valuables, always. Unnecessary valuables, always. Maintain the situation awareness. That is, get to know what is happening on which street, at what time, and just get to know what is happening within your area.
Being alert of your surrounding.
Exactly. Get to know. Call people. We have the WhatsApp groups. We have all sorts of groups. Get to know, hey, within my area, was there any incident today? Because I'll be late.
Yes.
Up to 10, up to 11. People like us, we are late up to 12 because we are in the essential services. So by the time you reach home, it is like everybody went, I don't know where. You are alone in the streets.
Yes.
So you become vulnerable to carjackers and not literally muggers during that time, but carjackers. Avoid corners. Sometimes you'll get somebody, you know your place, you know your apartment, you know your house, but there's a sharp corner there before your apartment.
Yes.
Don't use that corner like immediately you just come out of that corner. People are used to that corner, and that's where they lay their ambushes in that small corner. Change of routine is very important. Ensure if today you came at 7:30 in the evening, at least change routine. Tomorrow come later, sometimes come even earlier.
Yeah.
If there was somebody who had mounted surveillance on you with an intent either to rob you, because most of these, others are just what we call ambushes. They didn't know whether you'll pass there with a lot of money.
What they say, kupatikana kona mbaya.
That's the thing. Kuangukia, that's the thing. That's the language they use.
Yes.
But most of them, like you have had cases whereby somebody withdrew cash from the bank and then all the way he has been in town, all the way, and then he went home, just outside his or her gate, then he's attacked. This is something that was maybe planned long time ago. And this happens also when it comes to the counter-terror thing. This is something we should be very careful wherever we are. Check on any commotion, any activities within public areas. Try to avoid public areas as much as possible if there is nothing you are doing. These are the areas that these people target. Not only muggers, not only carjackers, not only any sort of, even the terrorists. They gather intelligence and then they know, well, madam, we are sure during this day of the month, she comes loaded with a kiondo full of nakumat and whichever call it, supermarket. So they have time due 2 to 3 months, they have seen, ukilipwa leo, hata uwezi kaisha hiyo mshahara, you want to do a shopping. That's already you have advertised to yourself, and even a baby boy going in the street, atakushika ngeta tu apate 20 bob.
Wow. Well, you're saying all this, and earlier on while we were having the radio discussion, I asked how people close their doors, and personally, I'm that kind of a person who will check and counter check that all doors are closed. But some people were saying, sometimes mi nafunga tu mlango, bora imeshikilia kidogo. And I'm getting that it's very important to actually make sure that you lock all your doors even before you go to sleep.
If I might talk to the parents, let's not give security responsibilities to our children and our house managers. If time has come that you are retiring and you want to go and sleep, just do one drill. A drill is something it is like a show. Just say, fungeni milango, and leave. Just do it and leave. After 30 minutes that you are ensured everybody is in or a room, come out. Utakuta dirisha haijafungwa. The door was locked but haijawekwa latch. The keys are hanging on the door. That's your duty. Security begins with us.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, teach those in the house that one day I want to be inside, I will be outside, and I will call and say, lock the doors wakati ya kulala ikifika. Will you do what you did yesterday? No. This is how it's done. Lock, check. Lock, check. Check the door twice. Lock the doors, the windows, ensure the latches are on. Test again. Push outside. Push inside. Twice, thrice. The door you have already locked, the keys, hold the keys, placed them where they can be pole fished.
Wow.
There is a pole fishing, and it is a constructive breaking, by the way. And somebody is outside with a small stick, and anaingizia kwa kashimo tu, a window that you left open in the kitchen, and he lifts the keys from where you placed them. And these keys, mind you, belong to the balcony door, to the kitchen door.
Yeah.
Akichukua, and you people, you are totally asleep. And this normally happens. You do nothing. And thus we can avoid by cross-checking and checking in our own houses, because security begins with you.
Okay. Well, is it safe for me to walk in the CBD with my earphones on?
Not really, because you won't concentrate. You won't hear any sound. And again, you'll be concentrating on what you'll be listening to. Number one, it will be a threat to your life in case of any commotion. You won't hear.
Yes.
And if you can't hear commotion behind you, what happens? A group of people behind you come rushing. What happens? You end up falling down.
Yeah.
After falling down, it becomes a stampede. At the end of the day, if you survive with broken limbs. Number two, it is a traffic offense to wear earphones as you cross the road.
Yes.
If I'm a traffic officer and I get you, I will warn you. I literally warn you.
So it's a traffic offense.
It is. How can you go? How will you concentrate? How will you hear an oncoming vehicle? Not even the sound, a horn. At you. You are busy listening to your best music.
Yes.
So your mind and soul moves to that, and everything else goes down. So it becomes a threat to you as a person. So you are the one contributing to your threat, other than taking the measures that are supposed to be there.
Yes.
You can, okay, fine, you can listen while inside a vehicle, but not while driving. Those are two different things. The concentration would be 98%.
Yes.
These are things you should listen to while seated down, taking tea, either in your house or somewhere relaxed, but not on the streets.
Okay. Well, I want to read some of the comments that have come in during our discussion. And we have Monica. Monica is saying, I like that he has pointed out that we should check and double check that our doors are closed. I know this is one thing that most people assume. That is very true. I have someone else here, and this is I'm trying to get another one. Mercy anasema, hello, I love the discussion. Kindly remind me the name of the guest. His name is Anthony Musau, who is a security expert. Thank you so much. And you're saying, I totally agree with you. Sometimes we need to protect ourselves even before asking God for protection. You know, sometimes you say, nimeomba for protection this night, so I'm just going to sleep because the Lord will watch over me. And we fail to remember that security starts with our own selves.
Exactly, because I don't believe how you will end up, okay, we pray every evening and every morning as we wake up because of His grace to be alive. Then, can you imagine in the evening as you retire, you pray for safety and then you fail locking the doors? You pray for safety,
yes,
and then you fail to lock the doors.
You have failed on your part.
Exactly, because you believe somebody somewhere will send angels to guide you.
Yes.
No. Hata inasemekananga Mungu anasaidia yule anajisaidia. And security begins with us.
Yes. Well, I like that. And lastly, before we end this conversation, I want to know, you know, when thugs have broken, or thieves have broken into your house, let's take the worst case scenario. I left my door open. They have broken into my house. How am I supposed to react?
As I said in the beginning, there are two things in a dwelling house. If you see these people before they come, then they're better. Okay, fine, that passed you on, you are tired, already inside the house, they are inside the house. Either you fail to lock or you locked, they are inside the house. Whichever means they use and ways to come in, you don't know, but they are inside. What you do, don't be a hero. Life is precious. Don't provoke. Take instructions of what they want. You won't be hurt. You'll be left the way you are because their intention is to get what you have.
Yeah.
Electronics, mobile phones, and cash. These are actually things that you can buy tomorrow, so long as you are alive. But if you insist and provoke, you might end up losing life.
Wow. So don't be a hero at no circumstance.
Don't be a hero at any circumstance because already they are in. And the 30 seconds, which are very important in case of an ambush, has already elapsed. Just relax, take orders. If you are asked, give. Where is it? Give. Just take instructions. Because the slightest mistake you will make. Also, these people that are coming, they are also in a panic mood. Yeah? And when they think that you might do something that might also jeopardize their lives,
yes,
then they will ensure they eliminate you first before they are eliminated.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, we have someone here who is saying, I love the discussion. Those guidelines on security are very helpful. This is Destiny Paulette. Thank you so much for tuning in. We also have someone on Facebook. This is Phyllis Wanjiru. She's saying, I'm tuned in. I got robbed once in Tasia at night while we were sleeping. And that robbery was indoor robbery because whoever got into my house knew very well how that house was built, how locks were being fixed. Indoor robbery hufanyika na caretakers mostly. So maybe a little bit about indoor robbery.
Okay, we normally call it not even in houses, also in offices. Normally, as I have just said earlier, these people have a plan. They normally do surveillance. They first surveil on their targets before they move in. And when they attack, already they have enough information on you. So when they move in, already they have known A, B, C, D. They know when you have money. They know when you don't have. So number one, inside information.
Yes.
Let's be very careful with our house managers. And that's why when I'm taking awareness in other places, I normally ask our moms, our sisters, have you vetted your house help? Or in case of anything, you have lost a child and it is believed that the child was seen lastly with the house help boarding a matatu, then you start calling your mom. Mom, ulitolea wapi? I was given by another lady. Yes. And then that other lady, they become 10. So you end up not knowing who you were with. People have lost lives in their houses because of house helps. Especially house helps that are not really well vetted.
Yes.
You better pick somebody from a bureau such that in case there's a file that can track and trail the whereabouts and all the recommendations therein.
Okay.
So,
carry on, sir.
We are saying most of these things are inside jobs, well planned and executed. Because I don't think how I've met you virtually today. If I mount surveillance on you, I'll just come outside because I've already recognized your face.
Yes.
I'll just come outside where you work.
Yes.
And I will wait for you to drive out. I will follow you. And if you are not conscious of, let's be cautious on our roads. Keep on checking the driving mirror. Every 5 minutes of your driving, check on the driving mirror. Why? You will recognize a vehicle that has been following you for the last 5 minutes. Can you imagine 5 minutes drive? It's from where to where?
It's a long distance.
And if you want to cross-check whether they are after you or whether it's something fishy, take a roundabout twice.
They'll follow.
A roundabout. If they will follow, and then go to the nearest police station. If they won't follow, you take the first one, they come with you, you take a second one, they will know you are clever. You want to know whether they are following. Before they again follow, wataweka indicator and they will lose lines. They will lose lanes in the roundabout.
Wow.
So you immediately know that these people were after me. So from there, just go to the nearest police station, sema nimefuatwa, I'm not secure, and then call while there to get another 2 passengers. Call your friends. Don't ever believe in driving a vehicle alone at night.
Yeah.
If you are that type and because of your nature of work, I will say buy a big dummy, uvalishe uniform. I'm a coat.
Allow me to laugh.
Buy a big dummy, or dress it well, place it in the front, 2 other dummies.
Yes.
It has worked. In the rear. These people will be following you. Their lights are illuminating your rear, the rear
mirror.
Window.
Yes.
So they will see 2 people.
Yes.
And then they will overtake, they will see another. They would be strong to go for 4 people.
Oh, that one is a good one, Mr. Musau. That is a good one. And I'm sure every motorist who is listening, my friend, you better buy a big dummy na uvalishe nguo. But I want to ask you a question that has been asked by one of our viewers here. Why are most people always robbed in the matatus? You're seated in a matatu with your phone. Shoo, mtu amefungua window na ameenda nayo. Why is that happening?
Don't wait for the matatu conductor or the driver or the owner of the matatu or sacco to put a warning that you should not open your dirisha and be calling on your phone. What we have said, don't be vulnerable. Don't call these people.
Yes.
They move in between vehicles looking for a stake. And wewe unajifanya mjanja, you open the window and then you begin calling. Nowadays, even if you close the window, let me tell you, there are things that now they are doing. You close the window, you are calling, you think you are safe. They just emerge from the behind of the vehicle in a jam. They use a lot of strength from outside to unlock the window.
Yes.
Within that 1.5 seconds, hivi na phone imeenda, and you had locked the window. So let us not be easy targets. Let us wait until we reach our homes. You can do the calling from down. You can now use the headphones if you want, and then place the telephone, the phone on the other side, and you'll be safe. But when you go calling in a matatu, you see lights and lights of mobile phones, and all the divisions are open. You become an easy target, and you are the ones entertaining that.
Wow. Someone is saying here, very helpful show. Watching with my family from Umoja 2 in Nairobi. This is Jeremy. And I'm sure Jeremy is not the only one who is learning a lot from the discussion that we're having today. Well, lastly, ya mwisho kabisa today. There are these organizations that actually release reports every other time. Telling what roads are safe, what estates are not safe. Is it right for us to have a look at these reports once in a while to ensure our security?
Thank you. Those reports that are released by organizations, including the National Police Service, are very healthy. People should go for those booklets. It has every type of mob operating on which area. Which areas are hotspots in terms of mugging, robbery, carjacking. And it gives even specific times of the peak of carjacking. So you can avoid, if you go through these books, you can avoid. If a carjacking takes place between 7:30 to 8:30 in the evening, you can avoid. The rest, it is mugging later in the evening. And then robbery as you enter your gate. So by reading these particular magazines and books that are released, they are there for us. They are there to educate us. They are giving us the statistics that we need to know. But if we ignore and fail to read them, and they are meant for us, then we are not making our country secure, because security begins with you.
Okay. I love that. Security begins with you, and personal security above all. Well, I must say a big thank you, Mr. Anthony Musau, for just enlightening us on how we can keep secure personal security and even our home security. I am grateful.
Thank you, and welcome.
Okay, asante sana. Have a lovely evening. Well, that has been Mr. Anthony Musau, a security expert. And hey, motorists, if you're driving at night, it's even better and advised that you get yourself a big dummy. On a serious note, let's all be safe, and please lock your doors while you go to sleep. Lock, check, and counter check that everything is safe. Timo wa Uber, you're saying, hey, ni Timo wa Uber, just heading to buy a big doll for my Gioni, for your vehicle this Gioni. You better, my friend. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know that this discussion was one helpful one. So keep safe. My name is Sarah Otieno. Have yourself a good night. I'll see you on Monday.
And more of our shows, log on to www.familymediaonline.com to enjoy a wide variety of programs, from current affairs to testimonials and features, pastoral and inspirational shows, kids entertainment, and so much more. Also stream live on www.familymedia.tv.